All right, guys, it is indeed cage week. Right now, we got some Suncoast Auto Glass people coming by to get the windshield out of this thing, and then I'm gonna start prepping it, getting the dash out, getting the seats out, covering up the wires as best as I can. They kind of prepped me like, hey, the car could not, possibly be not running, when you get it back. So I'm gonna do my part in trying to cover up as many of the wires as I can, to where maybe they don't have to unplug anything or shift anything too much out of the way. So yeah, I'm gonna get to doing that. The guy will be here soon, so I'll probably just videotape that afterwards. But yeah, we're gonna get this done today, Tuesday, and then tomorrow I'll probably work on the rest of the car, because it's getting a little, not late, but I don't really feel like working on this thing right now, so we'll get to doing that here in a little while. All right, I'm gonna throw this thing in a time lapse. I'm gonna start getting passenger seat out, harness bar out, harnesses, and then take a look and see what I gotta remove out of the dash to get this thing out of here. So I think I gotta start with the instrument cluster and then work my way back from there. And the passenger side still has its airbag, so I'm gonna get that out too. But just prep this thing for the cage. So we'll start with that, go from there. I'm kind of going to bounce between time lapse and this, but I got my passenger seat out, working on the harness bar. I kind of need to take this seat out at the moment to get to this bolt, but damn, I don't know. I might just pull this seat and then mark it where it's at currently, just, the seat with the frame, and mark it so that way I'm pretty close, because I'm pretty happy with my driving position, maybe one notch forward. So I'm gonna mark it for where it's at now, and yeah, maybe get this thing out of here, put a little stool in here or something. But yeah, I'll mark this, get the seat out, and I'll continue on the time lapse. This is how we looking right now. The time lapse is gonna look weird. I paused it a couple times, never done a time lapse. Also had to YouTube, honestly, a couple little things on where to find the bolts for. So I'm gonna cut that thing back on, get these last few out, and this thing should come out. And I'm gonna start removing the HVAC. Maybe I might stop working on it today and work on it tomorrow. I still got 2 more days to work on this thing, so I don't need to kill myself today. So let's keep it going. All right, so we got the dash out, seats out. So freaking bomb C4 on the ground right there. But this is as far as I want to take it today, honestly. It's not the weekend, so I'm not freaking gonna spend all night on this thing. So do a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, hopefully be done tomorrow and not have to do it on Thursday at all, or on Friday. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave this for now. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I didn't really look up anything to do because there wasn't a ton already on the car. Like, it was already partially gutted, like the dash. So there was just one little snafu that I hit with the AC vent and getting it out. But other than that, I got this thing out of here. I'm gonna try and clean up some of this wiring and see what I can get rid of, and then start covering up some wiring, get rid of the HVAC, try and get all that out of there. And yeah, it's pretty freaking sick. This thing looks wild. So I'm gonna start it right now, make sure this thing still goes, and get it in the garage and And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, we're back, day 2. I'm not gonna yap too much. I got the Insta360. I'm gonna just try and prop this thing up, do another little time lapse while I'm going through removing some of this stuff out of here. So let's just do that, get into it. All right, so plans got diverted pretty heavily. I'm stupid, and I did not think about the heater core and having to do the block off plates on these. Now, there's like 3 hoses that feed these cars, you know, to the heater core through the firewall, and it's underneath the intake to get to the block off plate in the back of the head. Like, it's a fucking nightmare. So unfortunately, I waited until the last minute to do a lot of this stuff, thinking it'd be easy peasy. So I won't be able to do that. So in the meantime, I'm going to, that side I already got my window out and the regulator and all that stuff. So I'm gonna do a time lapse on this one, just ripping it all apart. And then yeah, tomorrow, just clean everything up in here and we should be good. So that will stay until I can figure out doing that whole block off deal and then getting this guy out of here. So the bar should run like just above it anyway, so I should be able to squeeze this guy out of here. Not the end of the world, so. All right, I am the king of procrastination. It is the night before I have to drive to Georgia tomorrow. I did I did one time lapse of starting to do, you know, the evaporator, the heater core, and then I did one time lapse of the other door, like window regulator and all that bullshit. So I got these 2 out. I got the heater core out. Holy shit. I never want to hear the words heater or core again. I got that out finally. Took no videos of it because I was bitching and complaining the entire time. So now I'm working on getting these hoses out over here. Let me see. Might be able to show you better in here. Anyways, I'm doing a heater bypass now. So I ran out of time as far as like going to the auto parts store and getting the connections that I need. So I'm just gonna clean up the entire interior of the car, button everything up as if I'm getting ready to load it on the trailer, and then do that first thing in the morning, make sure it runs, doesn't leak, and then we're gonna get out of here probably like 9, 10 o'clock. So we'll get this thing vacuumed up, cleaned up. There's a bunch of gunk everywhere. I didn't get to prep any of these areas for those guys, but honestly, they'll be fine doing that. So yeah, let's get this thing cleaned up. All right, cleaned it up best I could for the most part. I might get a new shop vac in the morning. The old trusty Chicago Electric finally gave out on me. I think I've had that thing for like, I don't know, probably 6 years. This thing was like breathing fucking fire just now and barely like sucking anything. Pause. So now we're gonna, yeah, just probably hit the hay tonight and get right to it in the morning. Get that hose bypass hooked up and throw my seat in there and yeah, get this thing all loaded up and ready to go to Georgia. See you in the morning. All right, so I'll try and keep this short. Day of leaving to get the cage done, dropping the car off. I did the heater bypass. So basically there's a port going off the back of the head.
that goes into a regulator for the coolant. And then there's another one that comes off the back of the water pump. And then there's 2 hoses or 3 hoses that feed to the heater core. I don't know. Pain in the ass. Basically, I looped the one that comes off the back of the head, the one that goes to the water pump, reused one of the hoses that came off the regulator, and looped it that way. So you can kind of see it in here. Yeah, so all in all, the heater bypass on this car was 15 bucks. So pretty simple. Shout out to Doorstep Automotive and Chris. They kind of gave me the idea of how to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna start this thing up, check for leaks. I'll probably roll it out of the garage, and we should be good. Get this thing loaded up and get the hell on the road. All right, we got her strapped down at the moment. We got one in the rear. We got one up here. And then we got some wheel chocks front and rear on this thing. So the nice thing about these over the wheel straps, I know I talked about it in one of my last videos, but they're just so nice. You can even have one of these on the car and it should be fine for a whole trip. So I feel comfortable with just 2. It's just kind of how it worked out, because these front E-tracks are spaced out for the front of the car, but since I have the 2 front windshields out, I don't want to make this thing a freaking sail. So I'm gonna put it backwards and then put a cover over the whole thing, and we should be good. So let's continue on. All right, let's go. We got the iPad set up. We're gonna watch plenty of YouTube on the way down. We got the car all loaded down. Got these little anchors, one on each side, to hopefully help with any kind of wind. But yeah, let's get the hell out of here. All right, so the car is officially with Top Garage. It's Sunday. I did not film any of it because nobody was there and I was just dropping off the car. But yeah, we're in beautiful Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. And yeah, gonna spend the rest of the day with some friends up here and then haul ass back home tomorrow. So probably about maybe 2 weeks until my next video. The next video will probably be first impressions of the cage, painting it, and getting everything back in the car and making it drive again, get the windshield in, all that stuff. So the next video should be some more yapping, hopefully maybe some driving, who knows. But yeah, we got some events lined up in like 3 weeks. So, and FD Atlanta, although I'm not driving Grid Life or anything that event, not there yet. We're gonna be spectating that, so maybe I'll make a video out of that too. But if you watched this far, appreciate it. See you later.